Passover with the Seder meal on Saturday night. Of course, that marking Israel's exodus from bondage in Egypt. Now, one of the Jewish communities abroad that has come under the spotlight this year certainly is the one in the United Arab Emirates, especially the cosmopolitan Mideast center of Dubai. So what's it like for the Jewish community there to mark the Passover Seder now in the wake of the Abraham Accords? Well, joining us from Dubai is Rabbi Dr. Eli Abadi, the rabbi of the Association of Gulf Jewish Communities. Rabbi Abadi, thank you for joining us. Pesach Sameach, happy Passover. Chag Sameach, happy holiday. Well, of course, there have been Jews in Dubai in years past. I know there were Seder celebrations, I imagine, in private homes, but this year I imagine is something different. What are we going to see in terms of the Seder meal, especially in a more sort of public atmosphere?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me this evening to your program. Pesach Sameach, Tizku Leshanim Rabot, and happy Passover. It's exciting for us Jews now living in the Gulf countries, specifically myself here in Dubai, celebrating Passover with the community. It's a momentous occasion in which we can celebrate openly, of course, and not only here, but in the many Gulf countries where our Association of Gulf Jewish Communities has distributed over 650 pounds of masa, plus wine, grape juice, and whatever necessary for the families to celebrate Passover. We would have had a greater participation from Jews all over the world had it not been because of the COVID regulations worldwide. But we have at least three hotel programs with many people participating from local areas and also from around the world. But as I said, we had expecting also over 10 to 12 programs around December. This past December, we were looking for that. But given the COVID regulations, as I said, those have been reduced to 3 programs in Dubai and 1 program in Abu Dhabi, 1 or 2 programs in Abu Dhabi.
Right. Now, of course, there have been more, say, kosher options been made available there in Dubai and in some of the other places we just discussed. But, of course, Passover for observant Orthodox Jews is a sort of challenging week, even in a country like Israel, to abide by the various dietary restrictions, absolutely no bread products and total separate dishes. What about there in Dubai? How easy or not is it to observe, for an observant Jew to observe the Passover week there?
Well, we have 2 to 3 kosher caterers, and they're all kosher la Pesach. So that is going to be easy for the people to participate in the programs. We have kosher food that have been brought from the United States and also from Israel, imported and distributed to many of the families that want to celebrate Passover by themselves or with their close family. So yeah, it's not like living in Israel, of course, and it's not like living in New York or in Miami or in London and major Jewish communities where you could go almost to the corner and find kosher food or even kosher la Pesach food. But here we had to plan it a month in advance, if not more than that, to make sure that we get the food on time and it's distributed to the families that requested it. So, but it's, as I said, it's exciting because we have several people who want me to sell the hametz, and tomorrow I'll be conducting the ceremony of selling the hametz to a local Emirati friend who will be the owner of the hametz of the entire Jewish community here and also in the Gulf.
Right. I just want to explain to our non-Jewish viewers, or maybe some of our Jewish viewers, that means celebrating the, you could say sort of the bread or bread-related products symbolically to a non-Jew, since Jews can only eat the unleavened bread, the matzah, during the holiday. I want to ask you maybe a little spiritually a question, because Passover is probably a holiday of all the ones deals especially with Jews living in the diaspora abroad. It's about the sort of journey of Jews from out of Egypt, eventually making their way to the land of Israel. And I would guess it would have kind of a special meaning, especially in Mideast communities like yours for Jews living there. Could you talk a little about that?
Of course, look, I was born in Beirut, Lebanon. I grew up till age 10 in that country. My family are from Syria. I know many of my co-religionists from Egypt, from Lebanon, from Tunis, from Algeria, from Morocco. So for many of them, and even from Egypt itself, as I said, so for many of them, in those days in which there was a Jewish community in those countries, dating back 50 to 70 years and more, yes, it was something different and if not strange, but interesting. Now, being back in an Arab country that is so welcoming and so eager to help us celebrate Judaism, celebrate the Jewish holidays, it's nostalgic for me, but it's also very deeply touching to be able to celebrate it in a country like here that welcomed us, that wants us to be successful as a Jewish community, that want us to grow. But the text of the Haggadah will always remain the same. You know, this year we are here, next year in Jerusalem. So that is the text that we have been reciting for over 2,000 years. And we'll continue to recite that text no matter where we are in the world.
Right. Now, you mentioned welcoming from the community there. Have there been some sort of official, I don't know if to say blessings or congratulations from the authorities there in Dubai and the UAE on this holiday, something that certainly would be perhaps different than previous years?
Well, many of those congratulatory statements have been told to me and have been texted to me by officials here, and I'm sure there will be an official statement in the next few days.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And looking ahead, I want to look ahead to the Passover, a holiday. You said because of the coronavirus restrictions, you were expecting much more. Is this something that you anticipate? Israelis, I can just imagine a year from now, when these restrictions are lifted, how many Israelis might want to be spending their Passover holiday there in Dubai, perhaps also be it at Abu Dhabi and Bahrain as well.
Well, looking just at the time in which the doors were widely open in December, January, we had some estimated at 100,000 Israelis were here. So I am very sure that next year in Passover, and even before next year, as soon as the skies open up in Israel and here, and we're going to have Israeli tourists and Jewish tourists from all over the world, in the thousands, if not in the tens of thousands. I am sure of that.
Right. And very briefly, just in just a couple of words, the general situation, the mood in the Jewish community there on the eve of Passover.
It's very hopeful, very happy, very celebratory in a sense to feel that just last year at this time, the small community here did celebrate Passover, but it was just in a different way that now is being celebrated.
Right.
Because now not only we are celebrating the holiday, but we are celebrating who we are as Jews. And we are celebrating the Jewish religion, and not just us, but the people that live with us here in this country and in this region. We're celebrating what Judaism is and what Jewish people are.
Well, again, we wish all of you there a happy Passover. Rabbi Dr. Eli Abadi in Dubai, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and happy Passover.